All right, so last night Georgia made easy work out of TCU in one of the most embarrassing championship games I've ever seen. Uh, but now, people, of course, are prisoner in the moment and kind of jumping the gun a little bit. I mean, because Kirby Smart is still relatively kind of new coach, so to speak. He's in what, his fifth, sixth season? I can't remember. But people are starting to say, what will it take for him to surpass Nick Saban and everything. And so I just figured I'd throw the question out to you all. How many titles do you think Kirby Smart would need to win in order to get GOAT status from Nick Saban? Now, if he wins three in a row, does that make a difference? Uh, or does he have to get all the way up to seven? Or maybe he can fall short at six, but since he won back to back, that counts for something. What do you all think? Just throwing it out.
It will have to be several in a row. I think he's a better coach anyway. But my thing is that if he has seven, you're gonna have to do something to surpass that seven. Now, if he gets four in a row, then I think the conversation will change, even if he doesn't get the seven. But if he just gets four rings, five, this still gonna be Nick Saban because you gotta realize Alabama got enough fans to cover half the country. So who's gonna say that somebody else is better unless he runs the table, especially during these times where you got the all these NIL deals and people can jump in the transfer portal and you can't really keep the players that you want to keep. And he continues to win. I think it'll be bigger if he gets three or four in a row than those seven. But he's gonna have to put together maybe four in a row for people to say that.
Eminem, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard for him to do, and not only because of the success Saban had at Alabama, but uh, some younger people kind of forgot that he got a national championship with LSU. So when you got anytime you got a coach that got a championship or a player that got a championship, an overall championship with two different teams and almost two different eras, kind of, that's always going to be, you're going to really have to come with it to trump them. It's like it can be done, but it's going to be, I mean, you think that, the water cooler talk is something else on the Hall of Fame, but I mean, if somebody trumps Saban now, with the people who remember watching him kind of over the last 20 years coach and get it done at LSU, and even when he left LSU, the way it was looking, it was just like before he went to the NFL, it looked like he probably could have did it again eventually there. So I think that's a ace card that Saban will always have, unless uh, you know Smart leaves, and just say if Smart left, had like two, even if they weren't in a row, two more at Georgia, and then went somewhere like Mizzou, still in the SEC, and you get a chip. I mean, something that just totally just kind of really stands out. I mean, he really have to do something outstanding beyond Georgia to get the overall consensus. So kind of like what Saban did. I mean, it was Paul Bear Bryant, and the people who didn't say Paul Bear Bryant was saying Joe Pop, you know, and eventually after just so many wins, then it kind of just like, okay, we give, but he gonna have to work cut out for him, because that's gonna take a lot to get that overall consensus. Kind of like when people like me just gave up and just say, well, shit, man, I ain't never seen nobody like Michael Jordan, because I was always a Dr. J guy, and somewhat Dominique, but after so much, you just like, damn. So, but it takes a lot to do that, to get that overall consensus.
Yeah, I think he has to do something spectacular as well. He's going to have to win, like Ray said, win like four in a row or something like that. If not, he's going to have to try to find his way to 7. If he gets to 6, I think people will make the argument since he won back to back. But it's just, and I mean, they did how many games they lose last year? They lose what, 1 or 2? They lost 2 last year, right?
What, Georgia?
Yeah.
Georgia knew none.
No, they lost one. They lost one game. You
Yeah,
talking about
one.
2021, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost one to Alabama.
Okay. Yeah, I think they lost 1 game. So, I mean, the way that he's pretty much dominated college football in a short period of time, I mean, if he can maintain that, I think that people will start to throw that around a little bit more. But to say it now, I mean, I think it's a little premature. If you want to say he's the best, I mean, if you want to argue he's the best, all championships aside, then you can make that argument. But when you factor in those championships, then I still think Saban, just based on the fact that he has so many, it's going to take something monumental to kind of take that down.
Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.